All right, everyone, gather around because today I've got a really special story for you. My name's David, and honestly, I'm just your average guy. I've got an average job, an average salary, a comfortable house, and a nice, quiet social life. I'm pretty tall, but nothing crazy. Years of working as an architect have given me a decent upper body, but I'll admit, I've picked up a bit of a dad bod along the way. Not exactly a GQ model, but not a total wreck either. Just your regular middle-aged dude. Now, up until about 4 years ago, everything in my life was pretty standard issue. Relationships, friendships, family time, it all seemed to follow a script. Then, out of the blue, things started to shift. I'm the middle kid in a totally normal family. I've got an older sister, Sarah, and a younger sister, Amy. Sarah's got 2 boys, and no uncle could be prouder. They're into sports, scouting, all the stuff you'd expect from a regular middle-class family like hers. And then there's Amy. When Amy was 15, she started getting a little restless. Her hair and clothes took on a wilder vibe. She'd sneak out at night, hang out with friends. Being 8 years older, I'd already moved out and didn't really have a say in her life. That changed when she showed up pregnant at 16. She swore it was the only guy she'd been with, and I believed her. But the guy denied it, called her names, and just took off. My folks didn't know what to do, so Amy ended up moving in with me. I told her, look, if you're gonna keep this baby, you gotta get your act together. And credit where credit's due, she totally did. She finished school, started night cooking classes, and at 17, she gave birth to my sweet little niece, Lily. They stayed with me for another year, and honestly, the house felt pretty empty when they left. Even after that, we'd still grab dinner at least once a week, and sometimes do weekend outings. In every sense of the word, I was like a father figure in Lily's life. Amy started working at a local restaurant, and Uncle David became the go-to babysitter. I'd grumble about it, but deep down, I really loved having them around. As Lily got older, we started finding a ton of common ground. We both loved reading, watching movies, horseback riding, hitting up art galleries, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We could just sit and talk for hours. So for me, babysitting was more like just hanging out with a buddy. So when Lily was about 10, and my sister Sarah called me with a big favor, I was all in. Sarah had landed a promotion to assistant chef at a new restaurant. Better pay, but it meant long hours on the weekends. So, I started picking up Lily on Friday afternoons, usually keeping her until Sunday evenings. She had her own room and bathroom at my place, and she kept some clothes and essentials there. Some nights she'd crash with friends, or I'd get a sitter and head out. But most weekends, it was just the 2 of us. We'd hang out all day, and at night, we'd usually settle down with a good book or watch an educational documentary. Afterwards, we'd chat about our favorite parts or what we didn't like, and then I'd send her off to bed. When she'd yell, "Uncle David!" we'd do our bedtime routine. I'd go up and tuck the covers around her and give her 3 gentle kisses on her forehead. With each kiss, she'd say, "I love you." Then lights out. She made me promise to always keep that tradition, even when she got too old for it. Time flew by, but not much changed between us. Lily started high school, became a brilliant student taking advanced placement classes, joined the debate team, and still managed to make some extra cash babysitting younger kids. She followed the rules, didn't swear or lie. She did her chores without too much fuss. She really was a fantastic kid. Her mom said she could stay home alone if she wanted, but we both cherished our weekends together. One afternoon, when Lily was 16 and I was 39, we had a full Saturday of shopping, running errands, and grabbing a bite at our favorite spot. She asked if we could swing by a library to pick up a book or a documentary, and we ended up choosing a historical documentary that looked pretty informative. We grabbed some healthy snacks and headed home. After dinner, I brewed some coffee and settled in to watch the show. A little later, Lily came downstairs, wearing her comfy t-shirt and favorite sweatshirt, carrying her notebook. I'd always thought my niece was smart and sweet, but that night, it really hit me. She wasn't just sweet anymore. She was turning into an extraordinary young woman. She had wavy brown hair that reached her waist, usually kept in a neat braid. She didn't look much like my sister, but they shared the same bright blue eyes and a lovely smile. A small, pretty nose with just a light dusting of freckles. Her skin was smooth and glowing with health. She was only about 5'2", and kept herself in great shape from her debate team practices. Lily usually wore comfortable and elegant clothes. I knew she was incredibly confident and bright. I could just tell she had an amazing future ahead of her. "Ready for the documentary?" she asked as she walked into the room. "You bet," I replied. "You go ahead and hit play, and I'll make us some more coffee." When I came back from the kitchen, she was in her favorite chair, her notebook open, and we started the show. After a bit, I got up to make more coffee. When I returned a little later, she said, "Uncle David, this subject matter is really fascinating. Do you think we could do a research project on it?" "Absolutely we could," I said. So she pressed play. Like she sometimes does, she shifted a little, placed her notebook on my lap, and started discussing our project. As I was setting down my coffee, I happened to glance over at her. Her focus was entirely on the video, and she was really buzzing about her next debate topic. She spoke so eloquently, and there was a brilliant sparkle in her eyes. Her intelligence just blew me away. Wow, I thought, she's so smart. I felt a surge of pride that my niece was such a talented student. "What are you thinking, Uncle David?" she asked me. "Nothing, sweetie," I said with a smile. "Just thinking how quickly you've grown up and how incredibly talented you've become." The documentary wrapped up about 15 minutes later. We usually start chatting as the credits roll, and this time was no different. We talked at length about our upcoming project. "Man, this project is going to be awesome," I exclaimed, feeling excited. "I'm gonna go make some more coffee. Want anything?" "A hot chocolate for me, please," she chuckled. I headed to the kitchen and got our drinks ready. When I came back, Lily was already jotting some notes in her notebook. "Uncle David," she said, "I think if we incorporate historical images and data into this project, it'll make it even stronger." "Brilliant idea, Lily," I said, impressed. "I'm sure you'll nail it. You're such a hard worker." Lily stood up and closed her notebook. "Uncle David, thank you for inspiring me so much tonight." "My pleasure, sweetie," I told her. "You inspire yourself. You've got so much potential." I looked at her, seeing a new spark in her eyes. "Uncle David, would you teach me something?" she asked shyly. "Of course. What do you want to learn?" "My school has a science fair coming up and I want to build a new kind of robot. I know you're really good with electronics. Could you help me?" "Absolutely I can," I said, my voice filled with excitement. "I'd love to work with you on that. We're going to build an amazing robot." A huge smile lit up her face. "Really? Thank you, Uncle David." She ran the 2 steps and jumped into my arms. I was standing there holding a wonderful teenager, intelligent, curious, and full of promise. I gently set her down. "Now, I think you'd better head upstairs and get ready for bed." And right then, without thinking, I gave her a gentle pat on her back. She looked me right in the eye and chuckled. "I'll call you when I'm ready for bed." "Go on, you little scientist," I half shouted, half laughed. I was just so happy for my niece. I gathered the dishes from the coffee table and took them into the kitchen. "Okay," I said to myself, "that was a great night. I'm so proud of Lily." I put the dishes in the sink and grabbed a glass of cold water. I kept thinking about that wonderful night. It felt good, and I truly was happy. I was proud to have helped Lily. A little while later, a call came down the stairs. "Ready for bed?" I climbed the stairs and headed into Lily's room. She was wearing her nightshirt and reading a book in bed. I walked over and pulled up the covers. "Good night, sweetie." "Good night, Uncle David. Thank you for everything tonight." I gave her 3 kisses on her forehead, and she replied with the "I love you." Then, without another word, she rolled onto her side and closed her eyes. I walked to the door and turned out the light. I went downstairs, feeling a warmth spread through me about what a truly great day it had been. Man, I thought to myself, I'm lucky to be part of this family. And I really was. The next morning, I didn't wake up until 9 o'clock. My head felt clear and I felt refreshed, so I got up and went downstairs. All was quiet as I entered the kitchen. There on the counter was a note from my niece, and after reading it, I had to chuckle. From what she wrote, I could tell my sister Sarah must have been looking over her shoulder as she wrote. However, Lily is as smart as they come, and I read her note again, picking up on her hidden meanings. "Uncle David, Mom called my cell this morning and wanted to go to the library before she had to work. Woohoo books and research. You were snoring like a big old bear, and Mom said from the look of the empty coffee cup on the counter, we should let you sleep. I'm working on the science project at Christie's this afternoon, so won't be back. Mom says dinner Thursday night, our house." I loved the documentary last night. I think it's my new favorite. I can't wait until next weekend for our science fair and robot project. Love, Lily. Wow, what could be better than this? To be continued.